Welcome to The Flash, right here at Comicstorian. My name is Benny, and I'll be your narrator for today. The Flash has gone through a lot, discovering different forces like the Speed Force, such as Still and Strength, and also dealing with the return of the Black Flash, and then fighting against the Rogues. And now that all of that is done, it's time for Barry Allen to get back to his normal life. Today marks the beginning of a brand new arc right here at Comicstorian, so if you enjoy it, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button as we try to bring you Flash on a weekly basis. With the end of the Rogues' reign, Central City slowly begins to go back to the way it was, allowing everyone to return to their lives. Friorza and Steadfast went back to investigate the Strength and Still forces on their own. Kid Flash is back to being a kid with Teen Titans, and Avery went back to China. But there's one thing that the Flash couldn't wrap his head around. At the end of everything, Future Flash appeared and said with his dying breath that the villain known as Paradox is coming. So the next question is, who is Paradox? However, at this moment, the Flash has other things to focus on, like taking things slow with Iris. While the relationship with Iris is finally getting back on track, the two are no closer to finding out who Paradox is than the night the Future Flash died. But before being able to come up with a lead, Flash receives a message from Director Singh asking for his help with a crime scene. Iris folds her arms, asking, "What are you waiting for? Go, Barry." It's been a long time since the Flash worked a crime scene in Central City. In fact, it's been a full year since he picked up his CSI bag. As he arrives as Barry Allen, Singh tells him that he's a bit short-handed and needed a little help. Might as well call in the best, right? Problem is, the guys have already combed through everything. The family-owned antique shop was broken into and a series of expensive paintings were taken. There is no evidence or clues. The Flash puts on his gloves, telling him that he shouldn't be so hard on himself. They all have bad days, but there is always evidence, always, Director Singh. The Flash picks up a small shard of glass, translucent with a rainbow tint. A short while later, back at the lab, Flash and Singh get back to work processing that shard, and Singh laughs, stating that it must be nice. Being able to take time away from the crime scenes, to find life outside of the lab, to slow down and do more than the job. The Flash laughs with him and tells him, "Right, sure." But as the Flash flips through the findings, he tells Singh that it looks like they got them. Take a look at this. Singh looks at the shard under the microscope, asking what exactly is he looking at. It looks like a rainbow. And within that time frame, the Flash runs out of the office and back in before Singh notices, just in time for an officer to run in shouting to Singh that he's needed downstairs. The Flash just dropped off the Rainbow Raider, caught him red-handed with the paintings from the antique store. Singh scratches his head, stating that he is thankful for the Flash's help, but without hard evidence, they won't get a conviction. And the Flash tells him that he also found some blood and fiber samples on that broken glass. It looks like the Rainbow Raider cut himself during the break-in. As the officers and Singh leave, Singh sees Iris walking in, stating that her boyfriend is a genius. She sets down her bag, asking what did her genius of a boyfriend do? The Flash laughs, stating that he helped convict the Rainbow Raider. Iris then asks, isn't he kind of small time? And the Flash tells her that no case is too small. Everyone deserves justice. But as the Flash looks down, he notices Iris's notepad and asks, what is that? The Flash was there for me. As he reads, it contains stories from dozens of people. It's the citizens of Central City and their interactions with Flash and how he's always been there for them when he was needed. He is a man who gave them hope. He is the one that inspires them because the Flash is a legend. The Flash rubs his head asking what is this, and Iris tells him that it's an article that she's been working on. She's been interviewing people all over the city about how they see the Flash. Everyone sees the hero that the Flash is, but no one has mentioned the man. They don't know how human he is. The Flash sighs, telling her that for the past year, he's heard a voice in his head telling him that he isn't good enough. And after everything that happened with the Rogues and Wally, he just wants to be the hero that people see him as. Iris tells him to stop. No more emo Barry. You are a hero. Well, you aren't dead yet, so maybe there's some hope to that. But before the two of them could go any further, there's a crack-a-boom! And Godspeed races in. Hey, Barry. Long time no see. Flash asks him, what are you doing here? And Godspeed tells him, I came to tell you, stop looking for Paradox. Just drop the case, Barry. Stay as far away from Paradox as possible. Godspeed rushes back out, but Flash pulls out his ring, telling Iris, call Kid Flash and get back to the Speed Lab. He begins to chase Godspeed all the way to the Flash Museum, asking, what is this about? You know something. Godspeed skids to a stop, telling him, I had no choice. Paradox knows who killed my brother, Barry. And the Flash asks, who does? Who is Paradox? And a distorted voice asks, what kind of a man has a museum built in his own honor, especially when he is still alive? It's fascinating how the world sees the Flash, how they worship the Flash, how they claim to be inspired by the Flash. But that's because they don't know the truth, do they, Flash? The Flash is a man who travels to other realities with little concern to the ramifications. A careless scourge on the multiverse who is followed by crisis, racing through your life, always moving forward, but never looking back to see what horrors you left in your wake. You hurt people, your friends, your family, whole worlds with your actions. The true legend of the Flash is one of nightmares. It is time for you to pay for your crimes, Flash. Paradox continues to channel his energy, going on to tell the Flash, when you faced the Turtle, you were warned that changing time would create a paradox, and yet you did it anyway. The Flash's eyes go wide. You're the one that the future Flash warned me about. Your paradox. Paradox tells him, I am here to offer you an option, a choice of punishment. Give up being the Flash or watch everything that you have built up destroyed. The Flash asks, was it the same deal that you offered Future Flash before you killed him? Godspeed asks, what Future Flash, Barry? And Paradox goes on, I needed to purge his influence from the timeline. The age of Flash must end. Paradox looks at Godspeed asking, if you truly want to prove your worth, that you are ready to be redeemed, kill the Flash. The Flash readies himself to fight and he tells Godspeed, we don't have to do this. And Godspeed preps for the battle. Yes, yes we do. As all of the knowledge that ever was and ever will be flows through Wally West's mind, he thinks to himself that he used to be the Flash. He used to be the fastest man alive. Now, he sits on the Mobius chair, imbued with the powers of a god. Though there is one advantage that Wally possesses over all of those who sit on the chair and have sat on the chair before. His speed powers allow him to process the information and not drive him insane. This also allows him to see how things came to be. The meeting of Barry Allen, the joining of the Teen Titans, the time that he once took the Flash mantle before Barry died in the first crisis. Then, Wally West married Linda. They had 2 beautiful twins, and it was all ripped away. Everything that he ever loved was erased from time by an atomic god. When he was found, he tried to find peace, a place to heal, but that ended horribly, with dead heroes' blood on his hands. However, Wally did manage to save his family. For a price. He is now bound to this chair forever. He is imbued with the power of the same atomic god who once wiped him from reality. Now there are no secrets to Wally West. He can see every crisis from first to last. No hour eludes him. Some he recognizes. Others are more wild and unpredictable than he could even imagine. So many generations of heroes, flashpoints, rebirths, they all reveal themselves to him. New gods and those who would wish to be gods meet their doomsday, trying to reach the power that Wally wields. But right now, as Wally is watching time unfold, it changes. And how is that even possible? The Justice Society and the Legion of Superheroes, they both reappear in the timeline. Moments and memories that were once erased are returning to DC's timeline. But time and reality are not fixed, they are only adjusted. This needs investigating. How is this new version of reality any different than the previous one? The day that he met Barry Allen, the day that he became Kid Flash, these are right, but they are also wrong. The same event happening twice, but both are unique. This is not the only anomaly, even from his own past. Wally could see the formation of the Teen Titans, and then years later, the Teen Titans form again. But this is a separate and different group with no memory of the previous incarnation. Different worlds and dimensions would explain that, but this is not that. This is the same event repeating on the same world at a different time. Worlds across the multiverse that exist side by side. Small changes in events creating Elseworlds, sometimes radically different and sometimes startlingly similar to their own. Somehow that changed. Time and reality inside their world was fractured, broken, and begun to crumble. Time no longer aligns for Wally. As Wally tries to understand what is happening, the Fugonaut Tempest appears, asking how is it even possible, and Wally asks him to look around at the universe and speak of what he sees. Tempest tells him that everything is as it is, noble sacrifices, love and affirmation, suspicion, trust, transformations. What is it that Wally West can see that Tempest Fugonaut cannot? And Wally tells him that he sees everything. Time, space, reality. It is all broken, all at a risk of collapsing. And Tempest asks if he can stop it. Can he reverse the damage that has been done? And Wally sits up in the chair, stating that his name is Wally West. He is the fastest man alive, and now he sits upon the Mobius chair. The power of a god races through him. So, yeah, he's got this. And that concludes the more important stories in Flash 750. This is an expanded issue, so there's a lot of fun stories in there as well, but I thought you guys wanted to know the introduction to Paradox, the return of Godspeed, and what's going on with Wally West. All of this is going to come to head soon, so make sure you subscribe to our channel, as next week we're going to bring you the next part of the Flash and Godspeed battle, and then as soon as we get more Wally West, that's also going to be rolling out. Don't forget, you can also find us over at Patreon, at patreon.com/Comicstorian, where you get early access to our videos. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for sticking around and watching this through to the very end. What do you think of the return of Godspeed, of Paradox, and what do you think of God-powered Wally West? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time right here.